do a personal photo essay, Nat Sound piece, on 5 different individuals, and I was just, this is a part of history that needs to be documented. And, you know, I just want to just give thanks for those people who stood in the gate, because if they hadn't, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Now, what I really like about this series of stories is, you know, we've all heard of Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, but these are unsung heroes, people behind the scenes that played such a crucial role. Tell us what our story is on today.
These are foot soldiers. Today our story is on Mr. Huggins, Mr. Lawrence Huggins, who actually had color 8mm footage that was shot during that era.
Let's take a look.
Lawrence F. Huggins. My first intentions was to join the Freedom Riders. And that was more out of revenge rather than participating in voting rights. That was my hobby, to have a camera or some nature. I knew it might have some importance in that it was the only camera other than the state troopers that was there that was recording preparation for the march, to line up, people lining up for the march, and give you an overview of all the participants. And I also knew that it was the only film being shot there that was in color, because at that time most news media weren't using color.
What their faces to us does not matter.
I was a teacher, had been off to school and got all the credentials I thought for that would make me a good teacher, and I still couldn't vote. They treated me just like people that hadn't been to school, and it was all based on race. All of us were the same, regardless of what our educational background was. Our race indicate whether we could vote or not vote. Pictures would give you a more vivid insight into what was actually happening. You could not deny that the people weren't beat, the tear gas weren't used, the whips weren't used, the horses weren't there, the people didn't get hurt. It was there on camera to see, and you can continually review it and analyze it. Anything they participate in to make a record of it with a camera or a videotape, because you never know what significance it might have or what value it might later have. They always said the camera doesn't lie, so it's the most important thing you probably could have available. And the person can't deny that's not me. Or you can have these historical pictures. I wish I had taken most still pictures at that time to have.
Now, this Tuesday's march.
Great old video, and there's a generation that doesn't even know that whole world existed back there. It's great stuff. Tomorrow you're going to talk about Bernice Morton.
Now, Mrs. Bernice Morton, she was Dr. King's personal dietitian, and she also prepared the meals for the marchers that marched from Selma to Montgomery.
Just a fantastic story. Thank you, Bill. We'll be looking forward to seeing you each day this week as we commemorate Black History Month.
Most news crews during the 1960s used black and white film in their cameras when they shot news events. Lawrence Huggins' film is the only known color film of the civil rights marches and the behind-the-scenes preparations for the protest. Coming up, the stories of 2 strong women who impacted the civil rights movement. One who would not give up on getting blacks the vote, and another who started the movement when she refused to give up her seat.
And the word suffering, Marie Foster. Marie Priscilla Foster. Back then, it was sad, it was terrible, the people didn't have any self-esteem. People didn't have jobs, the education was poor. The education that they did receive. We found out they didn't sell books, the same books to blacks that they sold to whites. The vote, it would take the ballot to change it. Things would be set up against us. See, segregation, discrimination. See, that was against us. And those are the things that kept us behind. kept us behind. And we would never catch up. We would never catch up. I felt we'd never catch up unless we got the ballot. Extreme fear. Extreme fear. Now that's a question you could ask me and I couldn't answer. I reckon only God. I don't reckon in it he can answer it. He could answer it. Where did I get my courage and nerves from? I don't know. It's deep. As you look and you see. That's when you can see your brother down. I don't care how high you go, as long as you can look back and see I need to pull my brother up. I need to back up and help those that need help. Well, what is going to work? I say, all right. How about we telling them they go back, and if they don't register them this time, or soon register them, we go file a suit against them. The United States did not have a voting rights. They didn't have a Voting Rights Act. I didn't know that. Many people didn't know it. I just thought we couldn't get the right to vote because we were way down here, Lord, by ourselves. We didn't have the right to vote, and we were just considered nothing.
School in Randolph County, Alabama burned down this weekend. Arson. And many think they know why. The principal, Houland Humphreys, drew national attention this spring when he canceled the school prom rather than let mixed-race couples attend. Humphreys allegedly told one mixed-race student, Ravonda Bowen, her parents had made a mistake. Even so, the local school board backed the principal, stuck with him even after the Justice Department sought to get him removed. Many whites defended Humphreys as misunderstood and the victim of a media spotlight. Then came Saturday's fire. A black news photographer from WVTM TV showed up to take pictures. Humphreys spotted him. Watch what happened.
Why in the world don't you get out here? Why don't you get out here? Huh? Why don't you get out here? Hey, why don't you black son of a bitch burned this school and you threw?
Last night, the school board reversed itself and reassigned Humphreys, but his troubles may not be over. And the nation's asking, what is going on in Wedowee, Alabama? Tonight, we're joined by WVTM photographer Bill Gill, who was beaten as he took the pictures you just saw. This is his first national television interview. Also here is Morris Dees of the Southern Poverty Law Center, a longtime civil rights activist. And finally, Neil Wade, president of Alabama's Economic Development Partnership, who says that this ongoing drama may be giving people the wrong message about his state. We thank all three for coming to Washington to be with us tonight. Bill, what happened?
Award, the special Beneath the Rubble, Birmingham Voices Now, and then took home top honors. Photojournalist Bill Gill was also awarded as well for his work on that project.
For outstanding achievement, television programming excellence, documentary program, the nominees are
A New High for Atlanta, Hamilton Northcutt, Pamela Roberts, Red Turner, Jonathan Wickham, Georgia Public Broadcasting, Alabama Ballet, The Making of Romeo and Juliet, Celia Carey, Alabama Public Television, Steel Roads and Iron Men, Bruce Mayer, William Anderson, Tommy Burgess, ETV's SC Channel, Where Do You Stand? Stories from an American Mill, Alexandra Lescaz, Mighty Fine Films, MLK, The Forgotten Film, Jim Powell, Steve Hyvenin, Scott Flanagan, Bill Gill, WVTM, Birmingham, Sticks and Stones, Adam Wilkenfeld, Colin Sedor, Stacy DeWitt, CWK Network Incorporated.
There are two winners in this category. Outstanding Achievement Television Programming Excellent Documentary Program, MLK, The Forgotten Film, Jim Powell, Steve Hyman, Scott Flanagan, Bill Gill. WBTV, Birmingham. Sticks and Stones, Adam Winkville, Colin Cedar, Stacy DeWitt, Kathleen Torpy, CWK Network Inc.
Alabama, 1965. A time of racial tension and in some cases, senseless violence.
Amid the struggle, a fight for rights and a march for freedom.
Birmingham is in the house. Where are we? First of all, I'd like to thank God for channeling such a great craft through me. I'd like to thank also my mother, Maddie Gill, who introduced me to Mr. Lawrence Huggins, who actually shot this footage of Dr. King many, many years ago, shared it with me. To my news director, Steve Hyden, who followed the vision and got everybody on board. The wonderful, wonderful staff, my co-workers, everybody that took part in this. Fran, Mike, y'all are the best. Krista, you back there? Ariana. I also like to say thanks to thank you.